The head of the Bank for International Settlements warned that the world is facing a new era of high inflation and high interest rates as relations between the West and Russia deteriorate and globalization reverses after the COVID-19 pandemic, Reuters reported in London on April 5. Augustin Carstens, president of the Bank for International Settlements, said on Tuesday, "A key message is that we may be entering a new era of inflation." Carstens added, "We need to accept the possibility that the inflationary environment is changing radically. If my view is correct, the central bank will need to make adjustments." Carstens noted that professionals predict inflation in the US and much of Europe will exceed 4.5% over the next 2 years, and in many other advanced economies, it will exceed 3.5%. This immediately means that policymakers will have to quickly shift their mindset to how to stop runaway inflation. Few people have experienced runaway inflation since the 1970s. The most likely scenario is that this will require raising real interest rates above neutral levels for a period of time to curb demand, Carstens said. Many of the economic challenges we face today stem from the neglect of supply-side policies over the past 10 years or more, he said. According to the British Guardian website reported on April 5, the president of the Bank for International Settlements Augustin Carstens recently said that due to the ebb and flow of globalization, consumer prices continue to rise, and the world economy may soon enter a new era of inflation. Carstens said there is a high risk that price increases will spiral out of control if interest rates are not raised at a larger rate than the current plan. In his speech, Carstens elaborated on the risks of a sustained rise in inflation. He said borrowing costs could need to be raised in the coming years to curb the risk of rising prices causing long-term damage to industrialized economies. However, some experts disagreed with him. They warned that high inflation could dampen consumer spending and economic growth, thereby reducing the urgency of raising interest rates sharply. According to reports, the data shows that inflation rates in many countries are approaching 10%, mainly due to rising gas and oil prices after the Russian-Ukrainian conflict. In February, the UK's Consumer Price Index, CPI, rose 6.2%, the highest level since the 1990s. In March, Germany and Spain saw CPI gains of 7.3% and 9.8%, respectively.